Hello Libra, hi, how are you? This is Ashley. We're going to do a little bit different of a reading this week. So this will be for the week of November 8th, but we're going to look at the 1111 portal. We're going to find out what it is that you're manifesting, as the 1111 portal is all about accelerated manifestation and ascension. And so we're going to look and see what it is you're manifesting, whether you realize it or not. We're also going to look at something that you need to be aware of and anything that your guides want you to know at this time. So we'll get into it here. And keep in mind that if it is something you're manifesting on a subconscious level, hopefully this reading helps you to bring awareness to that, as it is something we tend to do as humans, right? So you'll have to let me know down in the comments below if this is a reading that you enjoy, or if you don't, let me know. I do think that I thought I would just try something a little bit different and see how it lands. So remember to like and subscribe. Check out your other placements, of course. There may be messages there for you as well. So what's going on with Libra for the 1111 portal? What is it that you're manifesting? Ooh, the devil popped out. What is it that you're manifesting, and what do your guides want you to be aware of? So let's see. We have the Fool, the Chariot, and the World. Justice, holy cow, there you are. The Four of Cups, and the Moon. Look at all these majors. What? The Five of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, oh, we have the Lovers. Looks pretty interesting so far. Look at all these majors. So could be dealing with a soulmate connection. This could also be you and your higher self, right? So we'll kind of see how that's coming into play as we get into your reading here. Now in the first row, we're looking at what you're manifesting right now, whether you're conscious of it or not. And we have the Now and Then card in the reverse. So, or sorry, I said Now and Then. Isn't that a movie? We have Here and Now. So in the upright, it talks about, maintaining presence, right? In the reverse, it talks about, perhaps you're spending quite a bit of time thinking about the future. Perhaps you're spending quite a bit of time reminiscing about the past. And in doing so, you can certainly learn some things by doing that. But you can also be leaking power, because you can't do anything about the past and you can't do anything about the future. The only thing you can do is in this very moment, right? So unless you have figured out time travel, or I guess dimensional travel, which could be the case. So I'm not making any judgments here. We're just going to see what it has to say. We have the Fool, Justice, and the Five of Swords. So it could very well be that you're kind of seeking a new beginning here. But perhaps you're kind of thinking about how unfair things have been in the past. You may have even felt like somebody's fool, right? So we're going to get some clarifying cards on this, because that's kind of what I'm picking up on. But when it comes to what you're manifesting right now, if you are, overthinking things in the past and you're spending all that intention and energy doing so, you may actually manifest a new beginning that's exactly like what you experienced before, right? So let's get some clarifiers here. We have Aries, Aquarius, Libra, some air signs here. Okay, Judgment flew out. We're going to put that back in. See if it comes out again. Why do we have the Fool card? We have the Seven of Wands. And the Death card. So it could very well be that unconsciously, perhaps, you are actually fending off a new beginning because you are not allowing something else to end, right? So that's the first thing I'm getting there. That may not apply to everyone. Let's get the full story here. With Justice, we have the Knight of Wands. And the Four of Cups. And with the Five of Swords, we have the Seven of Cups and the Five of Cups. So again, like, definitely this pain, this confusion, this regret of something in the past, I feel is clouding your current situation. Now, of course, I am not saying that you shouldn't think about it, reflect on it, try and heal it, you know, that kind of thing. Of course, we should do that. We should take the time to heal our wounds and correct things moving forward, kind of come in stronger than ever before. But if you're spending so much time in the pain and regret of the past, you're preventing a new beginning from happening. And I do feel like that is what is showing up here. Like, what you're manifesting right now is not a whole lot, because you haven't let something die. You haven't let something end, which means you're fighting off a new cycle starting here. Now, I do feel like probably what happened in the past is that you were in a situationship. It may have been a relationship, but I feel like your partner at the time was probably a player. They may have made you an option, and it was emotionally unsatisfying. It was unfair to you. There was maybe a lack of truth. There was certainly a lack of balance in that dynamic. Because you were probably putting in effort while they were kind of being very immature, right? Perhaps even seeing other people. I also feel like this person may have actually secretly, or not so secretly, enjoyed the fact that they put you in a place of confusion and pain, because it made it easier for them to be themselves. They could just keep up with their behavior so long as you were stuck in this cycle of confusion and pain and regret. It sort of gave them the impression that you were weak, or the weaker person in the dynamic, and so they were able to keep up their naughty habits, if that makes sense. I'm not saying that you were weak. I don't believe that. I'm just saying, from their perspective, if they could keep you in a state of like being energetically tapped out, right, then they could keep doing what they were doing. So if there's something about this, I do feel like this relationship has probably ended for most of you. But I feel like what hasn't ended is you reminiscing about it. You know, and perhaps even putting on some rose-colored glasses. You know, perhaps when you think about the past, you tend to think about the things that were good. And so you're stuck there, right? And in actuality, maybe there was less good than you're remembering, you know? Because we do have the Four of Cups here, and based on these other cards, there was a lot of pain associated with this dynamic. And so I think what you're being made aware of the fact is that you could potentially be manifesting a similar situation or just a repeat cycle with the same person. Essentially, you're blocking your new beginning from happening because you are so focused on the regrets of it, the pain, or the reminiscing this relationship. Okay? In the row of what you need to be aware of, we have body and soul. And so what this card really talks about is kind of like just overall health, like a mental health, physical health, spiritual health, you know, kind of putting, it feels like to me your guides want you to recognize that you deserve to spend some time on yourself and heal yourself. You know, get out, get some exercise. We do have the Chariot, the Four of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. And I feel like what this is saying is like when you get out there and you have some movement, get some exercise, get out into nature, you know, do some journaling. If your mind is so focused on the past, you know, oftentimes if we sit down and journal about it, we can kind of mind dump, right? And it kind of gives us that sensation that we've gotten it out of our heads. But then we can do some exercises when it comes to journaling where we redirect our thoughts, you know, and perhaps you could incorporate some of those practices. But it feels like they want you to see that if you were to work on your overall well-being, that alone is going to increase your feelings of abundance and happiness and health and self-worth, if that makes sense. You know, kind of just getting full-blown healthy in all the ways. And I don't think that means, you know, go out and kill yourself. Like if you haven't gone on a walk in 10 years, don't go out there and run a marathon. But, you know, just take some steps to honor your vessel and your mental and heart health. And I mean that more on an emotional level. And I think you'll be in a much better place here. So let's see what else they want to say. The Chariot. We have the Three of Swords. And the Six of Pentacles. So I do feel like they definitely want you to move on from the heartbreak, move on from the lack of balance. Stop taking breadcrumbs. If you're still in this dynamic, I think that they want you to recognize that you deserve more than just whatever this person wants to give you whenever they have time. You know what I mean? With the Four of Cups, we have the Six of Wands and the Sun. So I do feel like there's happiness and victory out there. And I think part of what I'm feeling for that as well is that just in taking the first steps, you've already won. And that may sound very cliche or kind of like a bad Hallmark card, right? But I guess what I mean is in that you've kind of, I mean, you put so much time and energy and effort into this dynamic in the past. And, you know, even by just taking a small step and putting yourself first once, you've already improved over what was happening here. Because I don't feel like this person put you first ever, right? And so if you just take that one step to put yourself first in any kind of way, you've already had an improvement over where you've been. Because that's how toxic this dynamic was. So really, it's almost like, you know, the saying, rock bottom, there's nowhere to go but up, right? And so that one step, you can kind of already put yourself on a better path. The Ten of Pentacles, we have the Empress. So much abundance available to you, especially in the Two of Wands. Especially when you choose yourself and really nurture yourself. You know, that Empress is very nurturing and energy. That is you. Can also represent Taurus there, but I do feel like you can choose your future, and I do feel like part of that needs to take into consideration that you're an important person. You deserve to be put first, but you have to do that first, right? So let's see what your guides, like some advice here from your guides. We have the chakra system, the light body. So it's kind of interesting because we've got this body and soul, and now we have the chakras, you know, some energy healing. It seems to be kind of a theme here. So just overall health of yourself. We have the World, the Moon, and the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like they want you to let go and put an end to this fear of being on your own. Being on your own. And I don't mean single necessarily. I mean completely independent, where you're able to take care of yourself, nurture yourself, you know, pamper yourself, be healthy and be happy, whether you're with someone or not, is like, that's just a bonus, right? So lots of majors in your reading here. Let's see what else we can add to this to clarify. It's kind of interesting because I feel like we had that chakra card for, it might have been Gemini last week. It's whichever video from November was talking about you're getting bigger. And I'm feeling the same way here with that chakra card. It's like this expansion of your aura almost. So let's see, with the World, we have the Star and the Fool. So many majors. Like, this is a big week for you, Libra. Heal and move on to a new beginning here. Put this cycle to a close. You've learned everything you need to learn. You don't need to beat yourself up by thinking about it for another 6 months, right? Taking one little step in the right direction, you're already on your new path. With the Moon, we have the Five of Wands. Just some fear and conflict coming up here. But we have the Ace of Swords, so I do feel like there's some breakthrough, some clarity, and it could be as well that you know, that Ace of Swords, it finally brings the truth, right? The truth about something is coming in here. They want you to see the truth. Your guides want you to recognize the real truth of something. And I feel like part of that truth can be kind of painful. And part of it could be that you've maybe even kept yourself stuck in this situation just because there's this fear of what it's going to be like on the other side of it. It's like, you know, the devil we know versus the devil we don't. It can be easy to stick with something even if it's toxic because at least it's predictable. At least we know it. We know what's going to happen. We've been coping with it so far. You know what I mean? The Nine of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Cups. and the Knight of Cups. So you could certainly have a new counterpart coming in here, perhaps even a water sign, coming in here with a love offer. I think it is on the other side of you putting this cycle to a close and kind of just starting to work on yourself and heal yourself. I feel like you probably already know that. For some of you, whoever this resonates for, I feel like your intuition's already been telling you that. But you can certainly have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces coming in. It doesn't have to be a water sign, but I do feel like it's somebody that has a deep, true love, right? And you could find that you have a very intuitive connection with whoever this new person is as well. Plenty of Cancer energy showing up here. So that's just a potential there. Pisces strongly as well. We had the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. Hanged Man, Strength, Leo. Like so many majors, and that deck's been shuffled so many times. But I hope you found that helpful, Libra, and my heart goes out to you if this is your reading. Been there, done that. Not easy. But I do think that the it's kind of interesting because the fear of that independence of like what's on the other side of this, it can be so strong, so visceral, that we just keep ourselves stuck. But the amount of self-empowerment that actually comes on the other side of that fear is so good that you'll wonder why you waited so long, right? So good luck to you, Libra, and keep an eye out for the eclipse bonus. Yours will be coming out this week, and I hope you find that helpful as well. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye.